Hi there, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial for you, and I figured that doing it on video would probably make life easier because some of you are coming from the middle school, some of you are at the high school, some are people I teach, and some are not. So, thank you for volunteering to participate in our Title Talk session on April 21st. It is going to be epic. I can't wait. So here are what our expectations are for you as students. We'd like you each to bring 2 or 3 titles with you, hard copy in your hand, the actual books themselves. So we'd like you to bring those in the door with you. And when you meet teachers that are going to come to your tables, you'll probably be talking with them for 2 or 3 minutes, and they are going to rotate to your stations. We'll be in room B157, which is very similar to this. We have a combination of tall tables, a combination of desks, but you will be seated in a cluster. It'll be you and at least one other student, and then teachers will rotate to you. It's kind of like an open house, like a Title Talk open house. So you've got your 2 or 3 books, and what you want to do is tell the folks 2 reasons why you value your book. So I'm going to do that right now with my 3 titles. And of course you have to be open to them asking you questions about it. And you might not get to all your 3 books, and that's okay, but you'll have them on hand. So here's one, a book that I am reading right now and loving. It's called Hope Nation. And 2 reasons I value it is, one reason would be the alternating chapters. It's an anthology of essays, all of which are written by young adult authors. And you can see the list of the young adult authors there. And the common theme that runs through is the idea of hope. And so each author writes about their experience with hope. And times that they felt hopeful. And one reason I really value it is because oftentimes in English class, our students give me a hard time about dark themes and dark ideas. So I think this really accentuates the positive, and that's one reason why I value it. And another reason why I value it is that it has the significant insights that you get about the authors, each of the authors. And one of my favorite chapters in here is from Angie Thomas, who wrote The Hate U Give. And she writes about how fearful she was after the book came out that she might put up with or have to deal with a lot of heat from people who were racist and so on and so forth, and how she dealt with that. And I feel like you get into some of the nitty-gritty about authors' lives, and even though you might read their fiction, you might not know so much about them. So anyhow, that's one title. Okay, my next title, and by the way, you're not going to go this fast necessarily when you are talking with people. It's going to be more back and forth, but I want to give you a breadth of different titles as examples. All right, next title, When Dimple Met Rishi by Sanjay Menon. And this is young adult fiction. It alternates points of view between the 2 title characters, Dimple and Rishi. And one reason that I really value this book is its humor. It's a really funny book. You have these 2 main characters, this very strong-willed girl named Dimple, and a more kind of like, traditionally focused guy named Rishi. And their parents both want them to get together, and they both land at this summer camp not knowing, one of them doesn't know that that's the plan and the other one does. So I also value it because it's got this page-turning element of plot and character and so on. And don't you just love the cover? It makes me want to go get a cup of coffee. So I do value it for its clarity, and you can, it's a page turner. That's one of the reasons why I like it. And the other one is its humor. So there we go on that front. Last one, The Last True Love Story by Brendan Keeley. This also is young adult and it's fiction, but I value it for different reasons than I valued my other young adult one. So one of the reasons that I really value this is the significant insights that I get into what it's like to be a Vietnam veteran. And so the main character is a teenage boy whose grandfather is a Vietnam veteran, and his grandfather is also suffering with dementia, Alzheimer's disease. And so I think the emotional impact of that and the significant insights that you get are really helpful. Also, the main character has a friend who's adopted, and so you also learn a little bit about the adoption process and and what it feels like to be someone who's adopted. And his friend, who's a girl, is a different race than the parents who adopted her. And so there are tensions there that I think you just learn a lot about. So even though it's YA fiction, and yes, you do turn the pages fast, there's a lot of depth. So that's another reason why I value it. So I hope this helped you to understand a little bit how to go about your title talk. You might only end up talking about one book. You could end up talking about two, but it should be relatively easygoing. And I hope that I hope that this helps you to make your plans for how you would participate in Title Talk. Thanks, everyone.